Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and Nye, exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML, a managed service provider in Queens, NY, offering network management, voice over IP, and unified communications as a service, cybersecurity, compliance, infrastructure as a service, cloud solutions, and Microsoft 365 and Azure solutions. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you.
And it's probably worth just quickly clarifying a few of those terms right at the
Yeah,
top
good idea.
because they're really foundational. So we're talking about VoIP, that's voice over IP, your phone system, but running over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's UCAS, you'll hear it called UCaaS. That's just bringing all your communication, chat, video, phone into one single system.
Got it. And the last one.
IaaS, or infrastructure as a service, that's essentially where you rent your computing power, like servers and storage, from the cloud instead of buying it yourself.
Exactly. And, listing all those services really sets the stage perfectly for our deep dive today.
It really does.
We're looking at a piece written for National Technology Day, and the title is Technology Powers Everything Until It Doesn't.
That title should genuinely stop every single business owner in their tracks.
Right.
It just acknowledges that technology isn't just a tool anymore, like a fancy calculator. It's become the literal nervous system of the entire organization.
It's everything from finance to logistics, customer service.
It all runs on this delicate balance of code and connectivity.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Our mission here is to get past that shiny surface of innovation and really confront the uncomfortable truth that the article lays out.
Which is that our reliance on these always-on systems, it creates a huge vulnerability.
We need to look at what happens when that foundation actually cracks.
And what's so fascinating here is that the very success of modern tech is what makes us complacent.
How so?
Well, because platforms like Microsoft 365 or high-speed fiber internet are so reliable now, businesses start to operate with what Len Kaplan calls a lazy preparedness.
We just assume everything will keep humming along perfectly.
Exactly. You just assume it.
I mean, we've all been guilty of that, haven't we? It's just human nature. You take the same reliable route to work every day, so you stop checking for traffic?
Sure. But in a business, those little assumptions become huge operational risks the second a real disruption hits.
So what are the specific assumptions that small business owners really need to challenge right now in their own operations?
The article lays out 5 really common and frankly dangerous assumptions. We have to get beyond just saying, oh, we use the cloud, so we're safe.
Okay, give us a rundown.
First is the belief that internet access will always be available. And this is more than just, a power outage. It's forgetting that a construction crew could accidentally cut a local fiber line.
Oh, that happens all the time.
All the time. Or your specific ISP has a regional problem. If all your key services run on that one pipe, you have an immediate hard stop to your business.
And if your phone system, your sales terminals, your payroll, if everything is cloud-based, that one point of failure just took down the entire company.
Precisely. Which leads to the second assumption, that the cloud platforms themselves, Microsoft 365, Azure, whatever, will always be reachable.
People think because it's massive, it's invulnerable.
Right. We outsource the infrastructure, but we still hold 100% of the responsibility for our own business continuity. If AWS has a glitch, are you ready to just wait?
That's a great point. And even if the platform is fine, the problem could still be on your end, right? Getting to it.
Absolutely. So, third assumption, that authentication systems will always work.
The login problem.
Yes. We've all moved to single sign-on, which is great for security. It's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
But if that main identity provider, the system that handles multi-factor authentication, if that goes down...
Your whole workforce is locked out?
Locked out. The apps could be running perfectly, but nobody can prove they are who they say they are.
So you're paying for a fully working system, but you can't find the keys to the front door. That's got to be paralyzing.
It is. The fourth point is one that small business owners, I find, often misunderstand. It's the assumption that data stored off-site is automatically protected.
They confuse just having a backup with having a recovery plan.
Exactly that. People confuse passive storage with active protection and recoverability. Just because your data is in the cloud doesn't mean you can restore it quickly.
Especially if it was corrupted by ransomware or something.
Or accidentally deleted weeks ago and your backup window has closed. Protection requires verification. It requires testing.
So the data might be there, but it might not be usable when you need it most.
Exactly. And finally, the fifth assumption. This one is maybe the most dangerous from a human perspective.
Let me guess. That people will just know what to do.
that staff will instinctively know what to do during an outage.
Oh, that is never the case. It is instant chaos. I once saw an entire office trying to use 3 different chat apps because no one had confirmed the official fallback channel.
Total confusion, multiplied by stress. And that's the reality check the article provides. When a real disruption hits, this massive gap opens up between what you expected to happen and what actually happens.
And that gap, that determines if you lose an hour of work or a week of operations.
Exactly.
So we've established the danger of these assumptions, but this is where the article draws its most crucial line for me. Availability is not the same as resilience.
That is the core insight. Yes. Availability means your systems are up and running, under normal conditions.
Like having a full tank of gas.
Perfect analogy is having a full tank of gas and knowing where the nearest mechanic is. It's great, but it only helps you in ideal conditions.
So what is resilience then?
Resilience is knowing how to change a flat tire yourself
Right.
on the side of the highway in the rain.
Okay.
It's about how your systems, people, and processes all work together under stress. It's the practiced ability to keep going in a degraded state without a total collapse.
So if availability is the tool, resilience is the training and the tested plan.
You've got it.
So what does this practical resilience look like for a small business owner? I mean, they're already strapped for time and resources.
Well, Len Kaplan details 5 essential elements that are realistic for a growing business. First, you have to understand which of your systems are truly mission critical.
Not everything is a top priority.
No. You have to differentiate between, say, the system that handles employee expense reports and the one that processes your daily sales. Very different priorities in a crisis.
Right.
And that leads to the second step, knowing how long you can actually function without those critical systems. That's your outage tolerance.
Can you survive 3 hours without email, a day without your main sales software?
Precisely. And that analysis defines a key metric. It's called your RTO,
RTO.
Recovery Time Objective. It's the maximum amount of time your business can afford to be down before you start, losing customers or facing real financial harm.
So if you haven't defined that, you can't possibly have the right plan.
You can't. If you know you can only be down for 4 hours, that immediately dictates the kind of solutions you need. Which brings us to the third element. Documented fallback procedures.
It's not enough to think you know what to do.
It has to be written down, standardized,
Yeah.
step-by-step guides. If the network is down, is there a paper process? Do people know which secure mobile app to switch to for communication?
That simple paper fallback is so often overlooked because we just assume the tech will save us.
We do. Fourth, staff have to be trained on these procedures. A documented plan that no one has ever practiced is, frankly, useless under pressure.
It's the fire drill for your IT systems. It needs to be automatic, not a discussion.
And that leads right to the fifth, and probably most neglected step. You have to test the plans before you need them.
Because a test will always expose the flaws.
Always. Outdated contact lists, systems that take longer to recover than you thought. A plan that isn't tested is just a theoretical document gathering dust.
So if a small business owner just ignores this and focuses only on availability, what's the tangible consequence?
It's a catastrophic ripple effect. Even a short disruption, say half a day, can cascade into huge impacts. Lost productivity, data access issues, and worst of all, reputational damage.
Which brings us to another great quote from the article that really shifted my thinking. It says, "The risk is not failure, it's surprise."
That's such a powerful distinction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Failure's inevitable, things break, people make mistakes. Sure. But the damage that really shutters a business comes from the surprise of that failure, because there was no practiced response. Prepared organizations neutralize the surprise. They turn a crisis into a routine procedure.
So if we look at the organizations that navigate these things successfully, what do they have in common?
They share 4 key traits. First, they plan for scenarios that feel unlikely. They don't just plan for a server crashing, they plan for a massive regional internet outage.
It's those low probability, high impact events that sink you.
It is. Second, and this is critical, they treat preparedness as a leadership responsibility, not just an IT task.
Wait, let's pause on that. Isn't that why you hire an expert like CDML? Why does the CEO need to get involved in the details of a continuity plan?
Because only leadership can define that RTO we talked about. Only the business owner can decide, if my payment processing goes down, I can absorb $10,000 in losses, but no more.
Okay.
That financial decision dictates the entire plan's funding and scope. The IT team can execute the plan, but leadership has to set the priorities. It has to come from the top.
That completely reframes the IT plan as a fundamental business strategy.
Absolutely. Third, prepared organizations review and update their plans regularly. Technology changes, processes change, and people leave.
A plan that was great last year is probably dangerous today.
And finally, they actively test their assumptions instead of blindly trusting them. They simulate an outage to see if the procedure actually works in practice.
So the goal isn't creating some unbreakable tech fortress, because that's impossible. It's about making technology a source of stability, not fragility.
That's the entire point of resilience. When prepared organizations have an outage, they don't have chaos. They switch to those documented, practiced alternatives calmly because they've done it before.
You can't buy that confidence.
No, you earn it through planning, training, and testing.
Which brings us to our final thoughts, and I think the most important question in the entire article. It's a question for every business owner listening.
Yeah.
If a critical system went offline tomorrow, would everyone know what to do next?
That simple question just cuts through all the noise, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It reveals the true state of your business resilience. And if the answer is, I don't know, or probably not, then you have a massive vulnerability.
And investing in this kind of preparation isn't being pessimistic.
Not at all. It's realistic risk management.
So for the small business owners listening who now realize they need help with this, they need to turn this philosophy into action.
And that's exactly where a firm like CDML steps in. They help turn those abstract worries into documented, tested business continuity plans.
They find those hidden points of failure.
Yes, and crucially, they help with the human element. They design and test the disaster recovery plans, and they provide staff awareness and training so the response is automatic before an incident.
It all comes back to removing that element of surprise.
That's the goal.
A perfect note to end on. Resilience is built intentionally. Thank you for walking us through Mr. Len Kaplan's insightful article, Technology Powers Everything Until It Doesn't.
My pleasure. It's really about evaluating your resilience today before your technology rudely reminds you why planning matters.
Remember, you can read more from the team at CDML. New blog posts come out every Tuesday and Thursday. Visit https.cdml.com and subscribe to their blog to stay safe, informed, and compliant. If you liked this deep dive and found these insights valuable, please click the thumbs up button. Till next time.